What's up, metalheads? I'm Jamie. This is the Blades and EDC channel, and today I got another knife overview for you. This is another knife that will be in the upcoming knife sale. This is the Cold Steel Holdout. Get the box out of the way here. Here is the knife. This is a very different cold steel, in my opinion. Very thin, smaller than most cold steels that I've had in hand, and I actually really like this thing. It is a lock back, but you can actually thumb flick it. You may be able to reverse flick it also. I can't with my middle finger on my right hand, but you may be able to. I think it's meant more for a slow roll, but you can thumb flick it. It's extremely thin. Just to give you a comparison here, here it is next to the bug out. So it's thinner than even a bug out is, so quite thin. Lightweight, only 2.5 ounces. S35VN blade steel, G10 handles, which feel really good. You got some speed holes in there. Pocket clip works just perfectly. To be so thin and small, it's actually pretty ergonomic also, which surprised me. Feels really good in hand actually. My fingers land on those speed holes there, and feels really good. Super thin. I can't stress that enough how thin this is. You put this thing in your pocket and it's like not even having anything in there. And for cold steel, that's a bit different. The blade length is 3 inches. The handle length is 4 inches. So the overall length is 7 inches. And I don't know what the thickness is. I can't find anything that's telling me how thick it is. So we are just going to try to guess here. Or not really guess, try to figure it out. Here, let's close that blade up. I don't know if I can get it to stand up if I close it though. Well, I can get it close enough here. Looks like it is not quite 3/8 of an inch. A little more than 1/4 of an inch thick, I would say 7/16 or 5/16. 5/16 to 3/8 of an inch thick. So very thin, sleek knife. Thumb studs are really good. Lock back works fine. Yeah, very cool knife from Cold Steel. I like this one. This is probably my favorite Cold Steel I've felt so far. Give you some size comparisons here. We'll go ahead and do a couple other cold steels. And again, like the previous videos, these knives are all in the knife sale. So this is the Cold Steel Onyabun, I think is how you pronounce it. Oyabun. Very interesting cold steel knife there. Let's move this one down here. So quite a bit smaller than that. Here's the Cold Steel SR1 Light. And it is not light. So beast of a knife actually. Surprisingly, you can easily deploy that monster one-handed. It's kind of shocked me. It's lock back, but this lock back you gotta be careful with because it will drop on you when you press that lock back in. So yeah, one-handed operation with this beast of a knife here. All right, let's show you a couple more here. The Hogue Deca. Thinner than a Deca, a little shorter than a Deca. What else we got here that's pretty thin? The Fairforge Stinger, a little shorter than the Stinger. Is it thinner than the Stinger also? I think it is. Yeah, it's even a little bit thinner than the Stinger, not by much. About a scale's thickness thinner than a Stinger. Okay, what else we got here? We have the CJRB, I can't remember the name of this one. What's the name of this one? Well, helps if I have my glasses on, as always. There they are. Having trouble finding them. Found them. what is the name of the CJRB? Scoria. I remember it before I got my glasses on. Yeah, the Scoria. So there it is next to the Scoria. What else do we got over here that's pretty thin? How about the Spyderco Chaparral? Another light back. Chaparral may be a little thinner, actually. Yeah, just a hair thinner. Those two are actually very good comparison knives. Both light backs. How about we throw out the Damn Designs Hades, which is a beast of a knife compared to the Holdout. Let's do the Delorme by Kaiser. Pretty close in length there, almost identical in length. Although the Holdout's a lot thinner. Here's another thin one. The Quiet Carry IQ. About the same thickness there. I think the IQ is just a little bit thicker, but not by much. How about the Spyderco Astute? Yeah, the Astute's a little bit thicker than the Holdout also. Those are two good, very good size comparisons there. The Monterey Bay EWC. Yeah, the EWC is quite a bit thicker, but the Holdout's a little bit longer. Here's a thin one, the Spyderco Watu. This one's pretty thin. Actually, that may be closer. Let's see here. Yeah, the Watu is even a little bit thicker also, by about a scale's thickness. Very thin knife. Very different offering from cold steel, at least the cold steels that I've had the experience of handling. What else can we throw out there? How about the mini bug out? It's pretty thin, but even the bug out's thicker by a little bit. And the bug out's a little shorter also, but yeah, this is a super thin knife. But in my opinion, if you're buying this knife, you know that, and you're buying it for that reason, because, you know, it just goes in and out of the pocket really well. I mean, pocket clip works really well. It is a little bit tight right here where the clip makes contact with the scale in between the speed holes. A little tight, but not terribly tight. Pocket clip is not a hot spot at all. You can feel this spot right here when you're gripping tight, but it's not like a sharp spot where it's going to become a hot spot. Feels pretty comfortable, actually. So, yeah. All right. I think that's going to do it. This is my favorite cold steel so far that I've felt. I'm not a big fan of the enormous cold steels like this one. It's just too much knife for me. I mean, look at that thing. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I like this little guy here. This is pretty cool. I like to check out some more cold steels that are smaller like this. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Knife sale is September the 2nd to Patreon at 6 p.m. Eastern, September the 3rd on YouTube at 6 p.m. Eastern. It'll go live those dates, and this one will be available in the sale along with every other knife you've seen in here so far. But I am going to go ahead and show you a couple of the regulars that are not in the knife sale, just so you can get a better idea on size in case you don't own any of the other knives I've shown. There's a QSP Penguin. Here is the Spyderco Yojimbo 2. Penguin's pretty close in length, but Penguin's quite a bit thicker. The AD 20.5, quite a bit thicker. The Spyderco Pair 3. the Benchmade bug out. Now those, the bug out's even a little thicker, but these are aftermarket scales, so, but just a hair thicker than the Holdout. And the Vist Blade Works variant PE. Almost identical in length to the variant, but the variant's quite a bit thicker. So yeah, that should give you guys a good idea on the size. This would be a cool little, I mean, you could use it as a primary carry, but I think it would make an excellent secondary carry just because of how thin and lightweight it is. And, you know, I love the blade shape on it because it's a fingerprint magnet, you gotta wipe it down, but, you know, for protection purposes, that's a good blade shape there. I'm gonna call it a spear point. Some may call it a drop point. I'm looking at the pivot and it looks pretty much dead center with the pivot. So I'm gonna call that a spear point blade. You call it what you would like, but let me go ahead and wipe off all these fingerprints. The satin finish definitely fingerprints up easily. I wish it didn't have the billboarding all over it there. A little too much billboarding. One thing that I don't like about cold steel knives. But, you know, this is not, you know, a premium, expensive knife that, you know, you're going to be too concerned about it. Very good looking knife. Pocket clip is reversible, by the way, but it is tip up only. Good looking knife. Great offering from Cold Steel. All right, guys. Leave a comment below if you have any questions. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys on the next one.